that they cannot give to their brothers and sisters, what would you advise them to do in terms of Nigerian suffering right now and the cries and blood flowing in the Nigerian space today? What would you advise them to do now?
Thank you.
2008/29 in school when he came to give lecture then in our Polytechnic. He defined education as the process of learning in the school. And I raised up my hand. The rector, as at then, Mrs. Philippa Idogo, said, sit down. The professor is talking. And the man said, no, give him time to speak. And I got up. I said, I disagree with your education definition. He said, why did you say so? Experience within or outside the school, which aim at the development of an individual to be mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, and intellectually fit. Now, the truth of the matter is simple. A man who never went to the four walls of the tertiary institution that left Nigeria and traveled abroad is already educated, but he may not know how to use the use of English language that we are using today. But the truth of the matter is simple. The English language is the language of a British man. For as long as a person who already has an experience can solve problems, that is some level of education. So it is not all about going to school. What about your emotional standard? What about your physical standard? Okay, now somebody just says, what do you demand? You begin pushing the fight for streets. So with the problem of those persons attacking those who want in Nigeria to be okay is lack of education and lack of level of exposure and enlightenment. And believe you me, some person thinks that riches is all about amassing wealth. How many can you eat? Nobody can drive 2 vehicles in a day. Nobody can sleep 2 rooms in 2 houses in a day. You can only sleep in 1 room. You say, no, I don't like this room. I almost sleep the other one. But when you sleep past 2, 3, the next morning you're going to take you to the next secondary hospital to examine your memory if you are still okay. So many of those persons that you are seeing insulting those who want to get it right, it is the level of ignorance, and you have a responsibility to help them by enlightening them. Go and check those who made series of money. I don't want to mention it. We have Benin-based billionaire who has everything in the world. But when it gets to the time to die, he died and everything. Today, the billions in the account no longer remember who owns them. The money is already in circulation. So I think those who are attacking those who are trying to make Nigeria okay are just only living in relative ignorance. Now, beyond that, I also have said it before, I'm going to repeat it again. Yes, we may be good in problem solving. We may be good in English language. We may think that we have attained some level of education. But believe you me, I have never traveled out of Nigeria. The only place I've traveled to out of Nigeria is Ghana and Benin Republic. And what did I do in Benin Republic? I went to go and get a car from somebody back then. You cannot compare a man who traveled on length and breadth of the world to go and find himself in Europe. What they told me about neighborhood concept as a political planner and as a town planner, I was taught the neighborhood concept as established by Clarence Perry in the 1920s United States of America. Now it was drawn on the board for me as a town planner, and they gave me opportunity to go and establish a neighborhood concept. I developed Afowa, I developed Ikabigbo. At the end of the day, I have not seen the neighborhood concept with my eyes, but those who actually live in the Western world know what neighborhood concept is. So you cannot compare a man who see, let's take an example. If you ask an engineer what is a rock, and they will tell you a rock is a strong instrument or a strong material that cannot be excavated without blasting. But a man who stays close to Olumo Rock will tell you a rock is a big stone, very high. If you see the stone is so high and strong, and in fact, at times water comes out from it. The person might not be able to use the right English language to define it, but you have seen the rock, so he gives you a definition of what rock really means. So those persons who are attacking those who are trying to fix Nigeria are no experience. They don't really know what is going on. You cannot compare an average diaspora man, even if the man is an illiterate. What you have seen, you have not seen it. So that is why, to some of us, we understand the fact that those who are orchestrating this set of attacks are only living under relative ignorance, and they should be forgiven, and it's our responsibility to help them by enlightening them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Andrew, I would like to know why you said, because when I gave you 30 seconds, you said Nigeria Watch is devilish. Remember, I'm not a politician. I'm only doing my
Come on, Mr. Nigeria Watch. Don't you have a sense of humor? For crying out loud. Don't you have sense of humor? I say you are evil because you give me 30 seconds. It's a sense of humor. It's a joke.
It's a joke. He's just trying to make it a joke.
But I'm going to penalize you for that.
Okay, no problem. I have a lot of penalty I'll give to you, but in the future, not now.
I will penalize you for that. Thank you very much. I think if we have another person here who wants to contribute, because I need to let Comrade Stanley Sazel to go now. If
Can I
you
ask him a question?
Who is talking, please? Your name?
Let go.
Oh, Mr. Let Go. Good morning to you. Go ahead, talk to us.
Okay, thank you. Comrade, thank you so much for all the information and also enlightenment so far. What I want to ask you, because you are on the ground in Nigeria, what I want to ask you, considering the outcome of Osun State election and what happened in Ekiti election, what are you going to tell Nigerians about 2023?
Comrade Stanley Sazel, can you hear
I
me?
believe you have just joined us recently because we've talked about this. The truth,
Yes. You have addressed
yes,
that already.
the truth of the matter is very simple. The truth of the matter is very simple. The message is clear. The message is explicit. It is not a party thing. If PDP had featured one disgruntled element or one criminal, believe me, the Osun people will vote for the best thief. But they brought in a man who won election in 2018 and he was rigged out. Today is not the governor-elect of the state. So it is all about public acceptability and popularity. And as we speak today, Obi is one of the most popular person now in Nigeria. And that is why I've commended Olusegun Obasanjo. Even Jonathan made a statement not quite long. Go and read the statement. Although the statement was allegedly accredited to him, I have not confirmed, so I cannot quote him. But Obasanjo is pushing seriously for Northerners to accept Obi. And thank God, go and look at the vice presidential candidates. And see, if that vice presidential candidate of Labour, you see that campaign, you say no, so you want to go look for Milawa, you want to vote for, now you sabi. If you see that kind of person, you say no, say not be him. No, now be say clear, say suffer never tire you. You must continue to eat your religion till when religion finish you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other person with a question from the panel, not on the
conversation? Can I? Yeah, thank you. Can I ask a question? Yeah, I don't want to ask too many, but I do have a few. Okay, so I wanted to ask, due to the issues of distrust in the government, this is about as a result of corruption via embezzlement. Do you support making government accounts public so citizens can subscribe to see account transactions in real time? And what would be the obstacles, and how do you think the obstacles can be overcome?
First, can I answer the question, please?
No.
Now, first and foremost, that question is very direct. How on earth will anybody fault the idea of displaying government accounts in public? I'm not the governor. I'm not the deputy. I'm not the president. I'm not the vice president. And somebody is telling me that I needed to have access to how my money is being spent as a citizen. I would say, no, don't make it public. No. Believe me, I, for one, I never knew. I'm still regretting to date. I never knew that Obi would be popular. I would have run as the House of Representative candidate in a federal constituency under Labour, and nothing would have prevented us from winning. He only pay me, he don't expire. If not, any ambassador they said that from, I'll go borrow money, I'll buy him. I will be a voice too to speak for some persons. And if at the end of the day, I won't lie to you, let me be open. If I spend money to buy votes, I win. I will not work for the people. I will go and make money there and get my money back. But if I win an election and not spend one kobo, believe me, Nakatakata. See, when I know if you understand, like me, I've been one kind of person. Let me go to Pidgin English. I've been one kind of person. Ask. Now me sing governor campaign song for election. Governor never see me once since when he win till now. And I never call her one day say, Your Excellency, how they be now? I've never done it. But all I wanted is good government. And believe me, For as long as I'm not hungry, and not to say I better pass where they go, maybe to say hungry today, me for still go and say, may they give me own, because I was one of those who came up publicly in Edo State to say, we fought for stomach infrastructure. No politician will try to say that. Well, I said it. So, like I, for one, I try to be very blunt, and I try to be myself, so that at the end of the day, you will not say, but you told me like this, look at what they say you are. No, this was Sakonokodi, there is no remainder anywhere. So nobody will force the idea of having the public account being displayed.
All right. All right, thank you. Marvel. Mr. Marvel, good morning.
I have more questions. So, hey, my questions are 3 levels. three questions. This is just one. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead, please. Because
yeah, thank you.
To go.
Okay, sorry about that, Mr. Stanley. See, this one is regarding security. I said, so the question is, do you think this thing, what is stopping Nigerians from demanding the creation of 2 million jobs by recruiting 1 million into the military and 1 million into the police and customs, which in turn will not even cost Nigeria money because of the increased insecurity that will result in increased investment, jobs, and prosperity in the country. So why? What do you think is stopping Nigerians from demanding this?
Believe me. To me, I believe that even if you think of creating employment, it should not be based on security employment. So they should be eating the money with their children. Why the son and daughter of Mama Osakwonokwo, the Pikin, go carry gun, go the garden? No. Security employment should be based on willingness of the citizen. Citizen go say, I needed to be a policeman. When a child is growing up, you ask him, what do you love to be? He will say, daddy, I want to be police. The other will say, daddy, I want to be Air Force. The other will say, daddy. Hungry. Right. No. Buhari children cannot be driving a bike at a machine at a cost of 144 million. The simple Sakonokwo go carry gun. I can't do that. Now, even if you want to create employment, what stops them from creating employment in the NPC? Is people, I don't talk about people not they die for NPC. People not they retire. Why are those employment not coming for the children of the poor? Why are this employment being created? Why are they not coming now to say special announcement? NPC is employing, CBN is employing. But employment goes on a daily basis. Go and check those who are working there. You can't even work in custom. This little custom, you can't work in it, except it's either you have 1 million naira or you have somebody that wants to say, nah, we want me to go there. So when you want to place fit situation into an unfit fitness, is wrong. Fit situation must be placed into fit fitness. Now, in respect to employment created, and they should just forget about that. Even if employment, 2 million employment must be created in the security force, it must be based on citizen willingness and not based on the fact that some selected element believes that is a means to defend them. Thank you. Please just give me some minutes. My vehicle is generating some problems.
All right.
It's okay. We do know that. I just have one last one.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
it's regarding the Muslim ticket. I said, okay, do you sympathize with the Christians' complaints and why, knowing that this may become the norm due to the fact that sorry, there's a bit of a noise.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So knowing this may become the norm, that's this Muslim ticket thing, because the North generally is growing faster and faster in population, and maybe the South needs. The question is, do you sympathize with that? Because the South is not doing what they need to do to prevent this from happening over and over again. From my projections, in the next 50 years, the North will have 70% of the population of the country. A Muslim ticket will become the norm. So, do you sympathize with them, knowing that this is the situation the South is creating?
But to me, I think Nigeria, even if we are saying na here they go, na there they go, it's all about the PVC. Go and collect your PVC to right the wrong. So if the South notice that, and now go on, I did a presiding officer in the north. Believe me, as low as a child of 9 years, he votes in an election in the north. You cannot keep crying. Go and emulate them. Northerners are boasting of population. Now children, they vote for them. Children, underage voters. But here we are talking English. Then when you see an underage voter coming to go and register, you say, go back. In the north, they distribute PVC in people's doorstep. But here, when you are looking for PVC, you go to INEC, you may not even get it. So first, let me not say this on the media for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So you mean that we need to do our own bit here? We need to do our own bit in the south.
If you deserve to know, call me and I will tell you.
Thank you. That's fine. Naija, thank you very much. I will go to Marvel. Marvel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everywhere.
I think I should be given opportunity to as well leave it because I don't. You understand?
No, this is your last question. This is your last question. You know.
It's not a question. I'm trying to regarding the question to Nigeria raised. I watched some little clip about this Osun State election. There's a lot to be done about this vote buying, and it's really getting crazy by the day. I'll say one thing. It's very, very. Look at the margin for Labour Party. Honestly, there's a lot of work to be done. And in terms of job creation, see, it's not about government creating a job. Government giving opportunity for people to create that job for them. If I'm okay right now. I can access USD in Nigeria. I want to get like PTA or BTA to go and do business. I need to show them something, but it's not done like that outside the world. Right in UK, if I need pounds, if I need dollar, I just go to the bank. Hey, I want to buy something in dollar. Can you do this? And they give it to you. In terms of job creation, we have opportunities in Nigeria. It's not only in NNPC, in the military or that. That is not going to solve the problem. Let the government give opportunity for people to access these funds. Let me say one thing. I have someone who works with Central Bank. He have access to much dollar than even me that is needing it. So in a nutshell, okay, that means me, a normal citizen, I want to use the money for genuine businesses, but you want to use the money for your own personal use. You don't get it. So in terms of job creation, if me, to Nigeria or Mr. Stanley have a business, you create something opportunity. You employ 2 people. After from there, this one employs 2 people. For that is it. So right now we're really focusing on too much thing that is not relevant in terms of. Look at what the Agbado man said. He will put 50 million Nigerians in the army. That is not the issue.
Without security, businesses cannot function. That is the problem. People cannot even go to their farms.
If we are talking about security, the first thing you need to do take people out of hunger. What is security? It's hunger. If I'm hungry, okay, look at something. They showed a lady recently. Just for 10,000 naira, 10,000 naira, you sold the life of your kids.
Hold on, Mr. Marvel. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. I'll come back to you. I need to relieve Comrade Stanley Osakunawode from this broadcast right now. Comrade Stanley Osakunawode, thank you very much for your time with us. We appreciate this. You'll be doing this for the past couple of years. We appreciate you for taking questions and telling us your own stand, especially for the 2023 presidential election. Thank you very much. I would like you to use just 1 minute to address the people so we can let you go and we continue with the discussion. 1 minute.
Yes, I want to advise all and sundry to go and, in retrospect, go and check Detail Nigeria. In 2006, stated Nigeria is possessing the quality and trappings of its free state. And as of today, we no longer have just juvenile delinquency, we have both adult delinquency. Insecurity and others is in this country. And we just have 2023 left to decide if we are going to have a prosperous nation. Because if you sit in your church and somebody comes to shoot you in church, you sit, you are in the market and somebody come in to throw bomb to the market. If you refuse to get it right now, Nigeria may not stand the test of time. So when you want to vote, please vote for competence and not vote for 10,000 naira or vote buying, as the case may be. And Awolowo advised everybody in the past, when they bring money, eat it, collect it, but don't vote for them because the money they are bringing actually belongs to you. Thank you and bye for now.
Thank you very much, Comrade Stanley Osaze Osakonokwodi. Now God bless you. So we say we'll be seeing you next time when we need you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, God.
Yeah. All right, people, I appreciate every one of you right here. So we are going to take it from here, where everyone can, please help us to share. At the moment, please help us to share this broadcast before we start asking questions. 1 minute. All right, help us to share, like this broadcast right now. Thank you very much. I can see more people who just joined us. Mr. CM is right there with us. Thank you, Mr. CM, for joining us. Good morning to you. Happy Sunday to you. I see more people right there. Thank you, Mr. CM. How are you doing today, sir?
Good afternoon, Niger Watch. Well, I'm all right, and I've listened not quite long to what Stanley said, and I think he's quite refined. I agree no less with the little I heard him say, so he's quite on track. But my advice should have been to him was, he said if he had known that Obi will be this popular, he would have contested House of Reps somewhere in his area. So, well, the thing about it is that there's never a time to do a good thing. What I will advise is let him get into big campaign team and then try to coordinate it right at the top. You never know what will come out of it. Something better than House of Reps may pan out in the end, because from what he has said, he has a noble idea. He's not going there for his own selfish interest. He just felt that he should be part of the people to change the situation. So such people, I recommend them. I wish I have a big contact. I will give it to him. Say, contact them. Tell them that you are available to help them at the top. Maybe in the campaign trade, they give you one rule. Then from there, you can take it there because you have a very clear idea of what to achieve and what you want them to achieve. So that's what I should have told him.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. CM. At this particular moment, I'm going to take a break. I'll leave the screen right now with two of my admins, which they are right here with me, Alex and Israel. So, but Israel, I will want you to take over the moderation right now if you are right there with us. Are you there?
Yes. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to every one of you again. As you all know, we're back here in our Pluto studio. And as you all know, this is another beautiful Sunday. And I wish you all well. As we are here, we are going to be deliberating on what happened in Osun. Please let everyone stick to the topic of the day. Please, 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 please. So the first person I'm going to call now, Mr. CM, you're welcome to the program. It's been a bit, we've not been seeing you. What has been going on, Mr. CM? Hope you're doing well.
Well, Niger is trying to happen to me anyway, but that's not to worry. We are still alive. The thing is, I just time factors once in a while. Sometimes when I'm getting back from where I am or from work, people are far gone, or when I will be available, or sometimes I will be kept away by something. But all in all, I normally go back to watch past editions just to keep abreast of time. It's not Niger Watch is the place to be. Who wouldn't like to be a graduate of Niger Watch?
Thank you so much for what you have been doing. And to all the Niger Watch family, we are back in here in our Pluto studio. So I will, Mr. Two Niger, I'm so sorry, not Mr. Two Niger, Mr. CM. I hope you have been following the broadcast because we are trying to organize a presidential debate on every parties. Every parties have what they want to tell Nigerians, and we are urging members of every political parties in Nigeria to come to the debate, 3 from each party. If you can guarantee that, we'll give you, there's going to be a live session for Nigerians to listen to what they intend to do for Nigerians. So if you want to be part of that presidential debate, just kindly, write to us. The number will be placed by our great mommy diaspora. Just write to us saying, I want to be part of it. This is my party. I want to represent my party. And tell us what your party intend to do for Nigerians. Because this is a democratic platform. We want to hear from all the parties. So, Mr. CM, you are aware of this now. So if you want to be part of it, you can write to us. You know the number very well. So thank you for that. So I want to go back to Mr. Two Ninja today. Mr. Two Ninja, are you there? Can everybody mute themselves, please? Apart from Mr.
Yes,
Two
I am.
Ninja. Thank you so much for joining us, my lovely brother. I want to ask you this question. Looking at what happened in Osun today, and you can see a lot of people are saying there's a vote buying and there's a vote buying. Now, what will you tell Nigerians? What will you advise Nigerians on this kind of things right now that is trying to envelop our political airspace? What do we need to do as Nigerians? And what are the instruments do you think you can put in there for the government to take so that we can curb this kind of nonsense out of the political scene so that our vote will be counted? Mr. Two Ninja, you have the floor. Thank you.
Yeah, from what I can observe, in terms of the actual mechanism of voting, it seems to have been sanitized quite a bit, and it's often quite difficult to just rig any kind of business. So now you have to bribe the people, and they have to be trusted to be loyal to vote for you. And normally they bribe the people just outside the polling station. Now it looks like they have to do it sometime days before to be able to get away with it. And when they start doing it days before to get away with it, it starts moving into the gray areas now, because you can argue that that's what they do in the West too. They convince people, they bribe them with all kinds of policies before they go and vote. But as from the point of view of the voters, if I am to advise them, obviously it's not easy to turn down cash when somebody's offering you cash when things are so hard. But I will ask them to think twice, because there are people of virtue in Nigeria there that have had opportunities to, enrich themselves in one way or the other, but they didn't do it. And because of the important nature of this election, some of them should back off accepting this type of money. Besides, it's illegal. It's supposed to be illegal. And I cannot sit here and encourage Nigerians to just break the law. Because if you want your leader to follow the law, maybe you should start by following the law yourself. Then you can, in good conscience, hold your leaders to account. So that's what I would advise Nigerians to do. And this is a difficult one, because it's easy for me to sit here in the UK and tell people not to take money. And that is the paradox of the situation. How can you tell somebody that is going through difficulties not to take money when they say it? Are you going to tell them to be facetious, take the money and not vote? I can't do that. All I can do is say, if you can avoid taking the money, avoid it. If you cannot avoid it, try to vote your conscience as much as you can. And just know that, doing that still leaves you somewhat morally compromised too. So it's just what it is. Sometimes things are ugly.
Thank you very much, Mr. Two Ninja, for that beautiful analysis. And can you just mute yourself? I'll still come back to you. I'll go to Mr. Okundayi. Mr. Okundayi, are you hearing me, sir?
Mr. Israel, I was actually talking before they cut me off for Mr. Stanley before. I don't know.
Oh, who is talking? Sorry. Is that Mr. Marvel?
Please.
Mr. Marvel, are you? Sorry?
Yes, please.
I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me just throw this question to you. The same thing I asked Mr. Two Ninja, Mr. Marvel. What would you think? What are the steps do you think that would be necessary that the government needs to put on ground? Or do you think our security operatives have failed in carrying out to ensure that a free and fair election, they need to be adequate, proper cleansing of this kind of things? What do you think that needs to be done?
Mr. Tunanja made a statement not quite long, and I really agree to that so much. Let me give an instance. You're walking by I was watching a movie yesterday. I'm just giving an example. There's this big man, like he's like an occultic person or something. She was walking by, and she saw this lady. She was begging, and the lady asked a question: "Do you want me to give you money or to cure your blindness?" And the lady said, "No, give me money. I just need money to feed, not the blindness. Leave the blindness. I just need money." Few months down the line, she came back again to that same lady. to cure that blindness. That is what is happening right now. At the end of the day, it's like I said, it's too much for us to start saying this thing. It's not going to work. Because look at the election just yesterday. I could see a lot of things going down the drain, going on. But the point is that when are we going to get it right? It's not about security. It's not about security coming out. It's not about this. No, that's not the issue. The issue that people, Nigerians, are hungry. They need food. They need resources. No matter how you want to preach to them, they'll tell you, Fumilowo, give me money. Is it going to come out with money? Those are the issues we're having on ground right now. Like he said, I can't tell you not to vote, not to take money from people so you cannot vote. He might be at that particular time, that money you're giving to you might be might be like your life at that particular time. But we need to do more of talking. It's not about just go there and say, don't collect money, don't collect. No, they want to see, if you ask them not to take money, what is it for us? What is in this thing for us? So I put myself, you can't tell me today, no president, no senator, no politician in Nigeria that will come to me and tell me, want to give me $1 million to vote for him. For Canada, I wouldn't do that because I've seen such amount of money before. So why would I want to do that? So all this is a thing that we need to actually preach to people, because at the moment, these people are hungry. No matter how much you want to do it, it's not about security. Let's leave security apart here. They brought AFCC, they brought security agent, they brought police. You can see policemen telling people, don't vote for this and vote for this person. Now APC may vote for, not vote for PDP. The same police, the same security are also corrupt. They use the same security to corrupt the system. So it's not about, it's about, we need to preach more than talk less. You understand? So this thing is going to go a long way. Every day I pray that God, let's get it right this time, because it might happen for the government side, but the presidency is the key thing we want to drive at. I can't allow a blind man to drive me. Neither will I allow an Okada rider to ride a plane from where I'm going to sit in. No. So it's not just about money. We need to say the right thing. They need something. What do they need? Ask questions.
Thank you so much.
To say a lot of things, but it's not. That's not all.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Marvel. I think I understand. We understand where you're coming from. From there, it's about the hunger. Well, I'll come back to you again. I want to ask everybody this question so that we'll get back to the next question that we're going to ask. If you don't mind muting yourself. Mr. Okundayi, are you there, sir? Mr. Okundayi, are you there? I guess Mr. Okundayi is not there. Mr. Goodluck. Hello, Mr. Goodluck, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Goodluck. Mr. Goodluck, this question is going to go to you. Do you think that this money-making thing that the government or the parties now, they use this as a way of weaponizing their campaign so that they can get what they want? Do you think that this is a strategy they kind of, instigated to benefit themselves, thereby making it known to the Nigerians that when they give them money, they can vote them even if they see them as not credible? Now, what would you think? Is it like a weapon or a kind of a strategy they use? What do you think about that?
First of all, let me start thanking the president of Nigeria and what happened in the Osun state. When the PDP and APC, who have a lot of money to spend for the candidate, I won't advise anybody not to collect their money. Collect their money. I think there's a new strategy that you cannot bribe someone at the day of the election now. If the strategy they used yesterday in Osun State, by deploying EFCC and some agent that is checkmating those agents that is supplying money to resist them and not to give any candidates money to buy their votes. I think if they use this in 2023, and Nigeria will have a rethink of giving you 10,000 of it. If I collected for 10,000 from you today and votes for you, and I will suffer for the rest of 4 years because of the 10,000 I have eaten from you, because that is the problem we are seeing in Nigeria. But I'm seeing it, and we are coming up. we are not going to. It's not easy task. It's not something that we are going to get so easy so fast. But I knew Nigeria is coming wiser than like ever like before. If you listen to some of the comments happened to the, I think some people show on live TV and different things that have collected money from APC and voted for PDP. Collect the money, vote for your choice. There is no way Nigeria government, individual, whatever, who can ban it that the politicians, is their way. They know their way of sharing money. They must share money. But let's advise our electorates, people that is voting for them, people that, our brothers, our sisters, take this money for them, vote for the right person that will lead us to the Egypt land that will make Nigeria to be great. That should be our preaching to every one of our brotherhood, our sistershood of issue. You can't tell me when the Jagaban, the Tinubu went to the Osun state, the crowd that you see there, information have it that they have shared money before it did to the election. And people disappoint them without doing their as user business. Yes. Now, people collect the money and vote for their conscience. Because it's same money, this money is belong to I and you. If I have opportunity to collect it from it, there is no one that have right to follow you to your, like, where you are going to vote. What is it called? If I want to thumbprint today, there's no one, anyone that have right to follow me to my, where I want to thumbprint. I'm going to thumbprint for APC or PDP. It's not allowed. That place is where Nigeria, or we that is claiming for obedience, that Obi must be the president, we should be on the ground on our polling units that day, resist this thing from those agents of PDP and APC. If you can stand and resist it out from them, not to allow them to follow anyone to go and vote for APC or PDP, I think we get it right on the issue of this vote buying. Vote buying must occur. Nigeria have not get to the extent that you want to wipe out the system of vote buying. No, many are hungry. But let us use our rethink of collecting the money, vote against them. That should be the topic of every Nigeria selling to every other of our brothers and sisters. Collect the money if you have the opportunity to collect money for them. Vote against them. Don't vote them in power, because the same money they collected from us, they will make it back. A politician that spent billions of trillions of coming to the position, what we think first is going to recover his trillion first before thinking about I and you, how the road and the market and the different electricity is going to face. These people make whatever they spend in the election, they collect it times 10 of before thinking of you. But we can't stop it. I can tell you that it's possible for us to preach in 2023 for everybody to resist of that collecting money. It's not possible. But we can preach it in the other way. Take this money, vote against these people, vote against them. And people who now coming to open eye. I saw somebody did a video. I have collected 7,000 from APC, but I'm voting for PDP. Is my choice. Or it's candidate that I want to vote for. No, yeah. Are they going to sue him in the court of law, or maybe come and arrest him because I have collected 5,000 for you, 20,000 from you, and vote against you? It's not allowed. That is a problem we should try to tackle. And we all here, our brothers and sisters, everybody has his own state or his own local government or his own polling unit that he came from. And that they try to be there on the ground. Let the will of God be done. And we know the suffering of Nigerians and the pain of each of everyone on today. That you cannot boast of your going out, coming back safely in Nigeria. A lot of things is happening. But God will help us in that way. That is my take on it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Goodluck. Is Mr. Alex there? Mr. Alex? Mr. Alex? Mr. Alex, are you there? I think Mr. Alex is still very busy. And Mr. Okundai, are you back now? Okay, we go to Mr. CM. Mr. CM, can you hear me?
Please.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Well, looking at this vote buying, and a lot of us has been speaking due to the fact that there's hunger in the land, and the government is playing on that to kind of capture the Nigerians to still vote the people they don't want because they are, they have the resources to change their mindset. Now, do you think that Nigerians in diaspora has a role to play inside this kind of situation? And also, those that are learned at home, they also have a role to play. What would you tell them? And what are the strategies you are going to use or tell them that you're going to put on the ground to enable, to tell them to, give them that, morale to say, well, we can do this thing. What are the things do you think can actually work if you want to speak to the diasporans, the Nigerians in diaspora who are worried about this thing, that they will still come out with this vote buying? What will you tell them? Thank you.
Um, vote buying, I see it. It's like, well, we just said it's like it's business, buying and selling. You are the person selling the vote. He's there must be a buyer. But what I will approach it well, maybe two related ways. Advocacy for those of us in the diaspora. You explain to them why it's not good to be accepting money to vote. However, I must recognize, like most people must have stated here, that desperate times call for desperate measures. People will always use the fact that things are very bad. I mean, if they give you money, a hungry man cannot see 20,000. I mean, first, I don't think they give up to 20, maybe 10,000 or 5,000 and not accept it. Well, if the intention is that you are accepting it with the intention that when you vote, you're expecting things to change, you are making a mistake. Because when you accept money and vote and did not vote your conscience, let's say your conscience, you wanted to vote for a party and that party didn't even know you want to vote for them and they offer you money and you ended up voting for them. In that case, you voted your conscience and your conscience tallied with money. So in effect, you didn't even sell your vote because money or no money, you will vote for them. But the menace is when you plan to vote for Party A and Party B offered you money and you vote for Party B, knowing fully well that Party A's candidate is the person you should have voted for. That is when the issue of vote, that is when one will now say, okay, why did you even accept money at all? The thing about it is this: when you accept money to vote, in other ways, you've taken the glory, your own democracy dividend, if there's something like that, or profit, you've already taken it. You have no moral justification to blame the government for not performing. The man who spoke to us the other time, Stanley, he made a lot of, I believe in his thesis, which says that if he spends money to win your vote, when he goes in, he's not going to work for you. He will recover his money. And by and large, that is like what is going on now. I mean, has been going on since 1999. When you, the voter, accept money and then vote for the money, whether you like it or not, you've taken your money. So you are helping the government not to perform because the person going there, even if he takes a bank loan, he's going to recover the money. And the worst part of it is that, let's say he spent 1 million. If he takes back 1 million from the state purse, well, you might say he settles it. Fair enough. But he's not going to take 1 million. He'll be aiming for 1 billion, which means he's emptying the state treasury. And as he does this, others next to him will also do the same. So my advocacy is to let these people know that vote buying, I mean selling your vote, they will come but you say no. Even then, okay, does it mean let's look at it this way? Without that money you've been surviving. Let's assume you didn't even see that money that day and there was no election that day. All your obligations, you would have done them. That money is like, without it, you'll be living. I don't think that the money you collected that day, you pay your students' school fees like they used to say, the normal example people give. What if you didn't get the money? 2 years ago, okay, every 4 years, you come and accept money. What of the years in between? Have you not been living? So the thing about this vote buying as being advocacy is that they should not indulge in it. In fact, let them help to expose it. That's what I will advise. They should help to expose it because it hasn't helped us. Now, let me give an instance. The present governor of Anambra State, Professor Soludo, in 2009, when he ended his tenure at the central bank, he was dragged into PDP, let him contest. He must have spent some money at least for the logistics. In the end, he didn't win. 4 years later, he went to contest in APGA with Willie Obiano at the first day, in the first time. They used they sort of screened him out that he's not that he just crossed over to APGA. I mean, for after some months, he's not old enough. I mean, his loyalty is in question. That he will win in APGA and go back to PDP the way people do. So he said, okay, he will remain in APGA. All those years he's been spending money. But could you believe that this time that he entered, he said it. If people told him just agree that you are going to come, we will fund it. He had 22 support groups across Anambra. People printing, doing everything. He never put his penny. He said it. Imagine if somebody saying, I didn't spend cover for this election. People just dragged me in, did all the thing for me, everything. I didn't spend my own money. So when I'm going in, do not expect that I should be able to, I do like other people and then try to, recoup the money I spent. Probably that is why today he introduced one type of measure in recruiting people into Anambra, I mean, in appointing commissioners or anything. It's like he said, you have to go through the online. If you want any job to do, if you want to work for Anambra state government, go online, say, this is the job I want to do. Then you fill the form there, say, these are the problem I feel that is in this area, and these are my solution to do it. They will contact you and interview you. Do you know that the secretary, I mean, let me say it, is it not a press secretary to Anambra state government? He's not from Anambra state. He's from Edo state. He's a Bini son, I think he's Edo, but I don't know whether it's Bini or Isha, but he's from Edo state. He felt this is the chap. He said he applied and he gave him the job. So probably people are now seeing that because of the fact that he never spent his own money. He's doing it for the people. He said, I have no moral justification to go and take money. But that is by the way. So in terms of that's advocacy for us to tell them. Then activism is for them on the ground to say, no, we shouldn't do this because it hasn't paid us. I do not see why we should be doing the same thing like Albert Einstein said, doing the same thing repeatedly every time and then expecting different results. He said that is a definition of insanity. We want things to be good, yes, but let us not even take money from them because I feel a day before that election or 2 weeks before that election, you'll be feeling fine, even if you are managing. Whatever money they gave you is not going to wipe out your problem. So why trade your future? For one time, I mean for once, let us prick their conscience. I still cite Soludo as an example because when he's there, people can criticize him because he didn't spend money. He didn't have structure. Say Soludo set up this. Is people doing it for him? He said, don't spend money, just agree that you will come out to come and take over. We know you are capable. People identified him. So if the politics, if that will be, if he performs, which I hope he will, people will now look at it and say, in Anambra, Soludo didn't spend money. It was people that called him out, spent all their money for him. Even civil servants say, we want you to come and help us. So vote buying depends not essentially on the person offering the money, but you, the person accepting it. If you say no, I think there was a video shown in Anambra, a woman was giving APC, we are giving him, I don't know, APC representatives offered her, I don't know whether it's 5,000 or 10,000. The woman said, no, 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 go away with your money. Thank God it was a political scene. People captured it and then showed it to the governor. The governor Obiano called the woman into government house, presented her with a check of 1 million. Say for doing this, people should now know that you wouldn't accept money. So even if the woman was not rewarded, the fact that you stood against it said no, 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 because it won't help. I don't really see the need for this because it will make you don't morally you can't criticize. Even if you are criticizing, you are just messing up. And then you also helping to install a stooge. I mean, install an incompetent government or a thief, outright thief. Because the person will recover this money. And when the governor recovers this money, he's not going to recover it once. He might do it tenfolds, and then leave you in penury. You can't pay salary, you can't do anything. Now that we are in this situation, so going to 2023, I will advise the voters. They have the power always at all times. The electorates, the power belongs to them. They have the absolute power. You refuse. If they carry money and in the end, nobody accepted your money, you look stupid. Already you know you are failing. So when you recognize the agent, say for which party, he said no. Even if you are the best candidate and you start offering money, something, then there must be a sinister motive behind it. It cannot be for altruistic purposes. It cannot be, because you are trying to buy the people, and when you buy them, you go and record how much you spent, and when you get in, you can decide to shut everybody out and say, "Look, let me recover my money." If not, even if it's your personal money or the money you borrow from the bank with interest, you still repay it. So to me, I will advise people from this. We should have done away with all this. It doesn't pay. Look at Osun State. What happened? What happened in Osun State, to me, even if they say there is vote buying or not, this is a referendum on an incumbent governor. The governor did not perform, because when you are campaigning, you are no longer campaigning to vote you in. People will see what you've done. So even if there's vote buying or not, or whether they bought the vote or they didn't buy the vote, the governor is culpable because he's inefficient. He did not perform. So that's why the people of Osun State revolted against him and then say, let us try somebody new. Because you've been there for 4 years, despite the fact that you must have promised the heaven and earth. But they felt that no, you did not do it. So going forward, I will advise our voters next year, or when they do any other election, stop taking money from them. Rather, raise an alarm like the woman did in Anambra State. Raise a big alarm. People around will see you, so that with it now, they will know that there's a different. In fact, I wonder that if there's an election they are going to do in Anambra State again, people will go about giving money, because people will now tell you, what if you reject it? The governor may call you and give you a higher money. So why take all these 5,000? So that type of thing is encouraging. In terms of voter participation, it will increase the voter participation, the confidence the voter will have that now the power belongs to me. It is either you tell me what you are going to do. If I feel that it is noble enough, it will be to my own benefit or to the benefit of the wider society, I vote for you. Then when you go there, you perform. And when you didn't even buy people's vote before you get in, you will be much more energized to work for them, because you now know that, yes, hand on
Let's
heart,
round up. Yes,
exactly.
go on.
Then, yeah, hand on heart, there's no reason why you shouldn't work for them. You have no godfather to settle. You have no. I mean, you did not spend much, except the fact that you paid some logistics to transport yourself for all these things. So I do not see the reason why people should be expecting money. So I blame, rather than blaming the people offering the money, I blame the people accepting it, because in the end, it will not solve any of your problem, and it hasn't solved it. I haven't seen somebody who said after collecting money from at the polling booth, then it has changed my situation. It's a lie. The next thing is that it takes you to maybe a bottle of beer which you drink. The next day, you start. You are still where you are still stuck in your predicament. So people should do away with it. In fact, it's not even good to discuss. People should not bother accepting money anymore. Rather, raise an alarm as an activist. Say, look, this thing must stop, and then even insult
Thank
the
you
person
so
bringing the
much.
money. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. CM, for that great analysis, and thank you also. There's somebody just joined us now, and this is Miss Ugo. Miss Ugo, are you there? Thank you for joining us today. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning.
Good afternoon, Mr. Machiavelli and everybody. Hello, thank you
How are
for
you
having.
doing today? It's been a while.
Yes, it's been I'm free today, Sunday, so work and
Okay.
all. But it's good to be here. Thank
Thank you
you.
for joining us. Thank you. This question is going to be to you now, since you're just joining. Well, looking at what happened in Osun, even on the campaign trail, the Nigerians have been trying to change the status quo by telling the youth to be ready to take back their democracy, be the future of tomorrow. But if you look at the campaign before the election, there was two prominent Nigerian artists that was used to galvanize support. Though some will say one was his brother, the other one. On the APC side, they took this upcoming artist known as Portable. You know, he was also flashing money. If you go and check the videos and say, this is what they use in blessing me. Oh, thank you very much. And on the other side of the People's Democratic Party, you have Davido, who is also the brother to the governor-elect, Adeleke, campaigning for his brother, even when Davido was one of the prominent Nigerian who was the first person to speak to the IG during the NSAS protest about the failures of governance and how the youth want to take back their democracy. He was the person on the campaign trail. And you know that this person carries a lot of support. Now, do you think that our youth are still not ready to take back their democracy, looking at what just played? Now, what will you tell them as a young, vibrant youth trying to change the status quo? What do you think about that, Mrs. Hugo? The time is yours now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, morning, evening. So to answer that question, I saw it too. I was like, I mean, really, to be fair, I thought, okay, maybe they're saying it's not yet 2013 election and we can do what 2023, not 2013, 2023 election. So maybe we can just, do whatever. But from what I saw, I don't know whoever won. I don't know. I've never watched any of his videos.
The PDP won.
I don't know anything about Osun.
The PDP won.
I know who won. I know who won, but I don't know him personally. I followed Peter Obi, so I know what he says and what he does. I can't say anything about Davido's uncle. So when I saw that a lot of people were voting for Davido, and Davido is going to finish, congratulate his uncle, buy champagne and pop it, and go back to his house and sleep. I don't know if you guy is a good guy. I think he ran a few, maybe before, and he lost, and now he won. But if the guy is a good guy, good luck to them. But if he's not, and they voted for him because in terms of popularity, Davido won, still the same thing we're talking about. It's still the PDP and APC people. No sane person now. Because see, I listened to, what's his name, the LP guy, and he was speaking sense, especially when they attacked him. I heard that the guy rejected the debate and everything. But if it's really not up to bar, we're still doing ourselves. Let me just divert a bit. Sorry for diverting a bit. You see this thing that we're just talking, the previous question you just asked. If they give you money and you take it, you're selling your destiny. And there's something that Nigerians are afraid of. There's fear. The emotions control us, all of us here, including myself. We're controlled by love, blah, blah, all the other emotions. But fear is one of the greatest. It doesn't last long, but it works. And it has lasted long for an average Nigerian is afraid of his village, his father's people, the government. He's in fact afraid of everything. So if we can use fear to get Nigerians in terms of broadcasting people that were arrested, showing them that if you get arrested, you will be arrested, you would spend so and so amount of years in prison and blah blah blah, and push that. I know that there are groups coming out to support Obi, but that's another strategic place that we need to look at. Post it everywhere. As you're go and get your PVC, also put it everywhere that if you get caught, you will do this, would happen to you, this would happen to you. Because what I'm seeing with vote buying is the impunity of the whole thing. That you collect money, then you will now go online to show that, yes, I collected money and nothing happens to you. I know we already have impunity, but that should be another angle that we should look at. So, Mr. Machiavelli, my short answer to your question is I don't think we understand the gravity. A lot of us do, but bear in mind, there are a lot of education is not about going to school or knowing how to speak English. There are a lot of misinformed people or people that haven't really understood what we're fighting for. That is, we're fighting for our survival as a country and as human beings in that country. So we don't still understand the full gravity of it if we're still buying votes and people are still collecting money from these politicians to buy votes, to collect 1,000 naira to 5,000 or 20,000 naira that cannot even buy you a full bag of rice. So no, we haven't really, we still have a lot of work to do, but I at the same time, we still have time to do the work. And I believe that Nigerians, I don't think things will get better as things are before the election. These thugs are everywhere. Tinubu is a thug, and obviously he wants to win. Maybe stuff ahead that will happen would also shift our brains properly to do the right thing. But as for now, we still have a lot of work to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Ugo. I really love that submission there. And we just got another new person on the panel right now in the person of Chooks or Obibwes. Mr. Chooks, are you there? Hello, Mr. Chooks, are you there? Right. As
I'm ready.
Okay, yes. Mr. Alex, I've been calling you. I thought maybe you were busy.
Yes.
Mr. Alex.
Yes, I was, but I'm looking now.
Okay, thank you very much for coming back. Mr. Alex, I want to ask you this question. I want you to stay on this topic because it's worrisome to me. You heard the question I asked Miss Ugo, and you are on ground. You saw what happened in the campaign. Davido on the side of the Adeleke campaigning for him. And on the APC side, you have Portable. He's a young, vibrant artist, also pulling the string on the other side. And while he was being given money, he was showing it on the the camera, saying that they blessed him with the money, even though he knew, allegedly, he might be part of the NSAS protest. Now, looking at Davido, this was the same Davido who was the person talking to the IG on behalf of the people protesting during the NSAS protest. He was the first person to go for negotiation. Now, looking at him campaigning for his brother, even though he knew what the Nigerians are going through now, do you not think that the youths are ready? But they were already playing to him and thinking he was like a messiah. Do you think that this was helped Adeleke? What would you tell the Nigerian youth now, or the upcoming artists, or the artists themselves? This kind of situation, what do you tell them as a young vibrant who think that they have ripped you of your right of a citizen? Tell me, what do you tell these people?
Number one, I want to say Davido is a disgrace for me. Looking at what happened during the NSAS.
Mr. Alex.
Yeah.
Mr. Alex, please, I would like to take a few minutes of your time. Please make sure you keep that wonderful question aside because I want you to respond to it later on. But I have a video I would like to showcase right now, then I'll leave you guys to it. Is that okay?
You can go on, Mr. Nigel. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Many of you know Aregbe Shola. Aregbe Shola is is currently, is the Minister of Federal Ministry of Interior of Nigeria, which, and before he was also the governor of Osun State. All right, so I would like to show a video that is currently circulating right now, how a American-based Nigerian disgraced him where he was trying to eat at the restaurant. So let's watch this first, then we'll take it. It's a diversion, but it's still the same circle of what we all are complaining, talking about. Thank you.
We're having a good time here. Hello. Is it Aregbe Shola? I just said hello and he left. You look like, are you Aregbe Shola? Pardon?
Who are you?
Who am I? I'm a Nigerian.
What do you want?
I don't want anything. I saw you. I think I recognize you. Adeleke. Thank you. No. Your Excellency, I have to. No, you can't touch. You can't touch this. America. You can't touch this.
You can't record me.
But you can't touch me.
I have the right to my privacy.
So you have to tell me this is America. This is not Nigeria. This is not Nigeria. You can't. No, this is not Nigeria. You can't just take my phone. This is America.
My privacy.
So you just tell me that this is America. This is a free country. Do you understand? This is a free country. I can do what I like in America.
You cannot.
I can do what I want in America.
I cannot record you without my authority.
Biden can't tell me that if I want to record Biden. Biden can't tell me that.
Come again.
This is America. If I want to, even Biden, this is a free country. This is not Nigeria. This is not Nigeria. You are alive. Don't touch me. If you touch me, I will sue you. I'm an American. Don't touch me. You can't touch me. This is America. If you touch me, I will sue you. And I said, leave me alone. This is a free country. This is a free country. This is not Nigeria. You're alive. This is not Nigeria.
You cannot record me without my authority.
Biden can't tell me that.
You cannot record without my authority.
Biden can't tell me that.
I have the right to my privacy.
This is America. This is America. Biden can't tell me that. This is America. Biden can't tell me that. You are not in Nigeria. This is America. Biden can't tell me I cannot record it.
You cannot record without my authority.
You are in America. You are in America. You are not in Nigeria. You are in America.
This man is sick.
Yeah, I'm sick. You are in America.
He's recording without my authority. He's recording without my authority. You cannot. Why?
This is America. This is not Nigeria.
This is not Nigeria.
Sorry. What do you mean I don't have the right?
Not working.
I don't want you see. I'm good. This is America. Yeah, I can't record you. This is a free country. This is not Nigeria. I think she take the match.
All right, people, thank you very much for your time on that. I would like, after we've answered all the questions, it's still the same man from Osun State, and these are one of the devilish people who have caused you an eye pains. You know, I wish many of us can be doing this more often. When you find them in your country, approach them, ask them questions. Is your right, constitutional right? Although when you try to ask them questions in your own country, in Nigeria, they would kill you, or they want to, arrest you. But in America, UK, or any country you live, as long as it's not Nigeria, you have the right. Okay, I would like us to also deliberate on this, but I'll hand over back to Israel, Gay, and Alex. Thank you very much for your time. God bless you all.
Thank you. God bless you, Nigeria Watch, for that video. This is what we are talking about. People can come and enjoy the dividends of democracy where they didn't. You're happy. It's good for you, and that is kind of Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I hear you.
Can you guys hear?
Yes, okay. Yes, very well.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Alex. You see, this is what we have been clamoring for. We are saying, if it was good, you shouldn't be. You can travel; it's your right. But Nigerians are angry right now, and that is why you're seeing this kind of things happening. But before we deliberate on that, Mr. Alex, you still have the floor. Can you? To the question I asked, can you please tell Nigerians what you think about it?
Yes, for me, I looked at Davido, although I've never been a fan of his. I don't like celebrities like some of them, though. There are some I respect, but people like Davido, Wizkid, and the rest, with respect to their fans, I am not a fan of theirs. Everybody have rights to who they want to be a fan of. I can't be a fan of everything that just passed my way, So I liked him when with the role he played during the beginning of the SARS and the representation and everything. But I knew there's something shady about this guy. When I saw it, I was disappointed. The role he played with PDP, although there's a family tie there, there's a blood bond that you cannot deny somebody. Even criminals have brothers and sisters amongst them. They will have supporters among their siblings, and they will have people who are against them among their siblings. So I'm disappointed. So this should tell Nigerians that when people do not have conviction. Money cannot give you conviction. Being a musician can't give you conviction. There are musicians with good convictions. We have the likes of Osayamore Joseph, Sonny Okosu, human rights activists, Majef Fashek, people who sang for freedom, people who sang for the poor, people who genuinely want a better Nigeria, which way Nigeria is still resounding in our ears till tomorrow. So Davido, I leave him to his conscience. He has his life to live. He chose to support his uncle. That's his business. But I thought he was with us. So as time goes on, a lot of things are going to be exposing those who are with or who are against us. So so long you are a PDP or APC, just forget about me. I have family members who are active, who are in positions in these two parties. But I'm different. I'm a human being. I've chosen my own path. So looking at the bloodletting, the wickedness that happened during the NSAS, and Davido lives in Lagos. He witnessed these things. All these celebrities witnessed. Even a celebrity lost her daughter, her only daughter. The woman is always on the John C. series, Mrs. Ame, a Delta woman. She lost her only daughter. And people are telling us there was no massacre. It was a social media massacre. Because our government have a way of brainwashing some of our youth, weaponizing poverty against them. With a few dollars, our youth to start singing another song. It's just a shame. So me, I'm disappointed in Davido. Even if I respect his fundamental human rights, I can only express my grievances and my disappointment in his character and his activities with his uncle, who happens to be a PDP person, a dancing senator, is not a dancing governor. Let me see how he would dance to give the dividends of democracy to the people of Osun State. Because that is my major worry. I want to tell Nigerians, young people, these so-called elite or aristocrats, these people that have the money bags with them, whether they are celebrities or not, most of them don't care about you. Stand by your conviction for a better country. Some of these people, their parents were activists against military regime, Abacha, Babangida, and the rest. We were thinking they will come and right the wrong, but they came, hijacked power, and they amassed wealth and left the country in tatters. They didn't care, and they still don't care. They still just rub the whole thing among themselves. So this should tell you the kind of celebrity you are following. When the chips are down, they will bad on you. Some of them, not all. I'm disappointed in Davido, even if he's your uncle. For God's sake, he's not your God. You also have money. You've done well in music. You've placed Nigerian name at the global stage. People respect you. So why are you sentimental? Why are you paying a blind eye with the situation of the country? Why are you insensitive? Why are you immoral in your decisions because of family affiliations? So everybody can't be the same. For me, the little respect I had for him died yesterday when I saw his video. It died. I'm sure it's the same thing with many, many Nigerians. The only way he can prove me wrong is if his uncle assumes office and he's doing well and he makes a U-turn and joins the Obi movement, because a lot of governors are turning in slowly. So, but for now, he has lost my respect. And coming to vote buying, listen, I am one of those who are privileged by the grace of God. I would say so. I'm a very privileged person, but it didn't come easy to have been surrounded by, I'm from a family of 9, if by extension 13. And I have a lot of lovely, siblings who have been there for me, who also have been there for. So somebody cannot come and tell me to take 1 million naira now and vote against somebody. No. And coupled with the education I have, with the books I've read, with the trips I've made, I'm grateful to God. I've left Nigeria and I know what life is. But I cannot say that with other citizens who do not know where their meals are coming from, their next meal. Though it's not a yardstick to commit crime, because vote buying and vote selling is a crime against the Nigerian Constitution. But who are the ones selling these votes? Are they not our politicians, incoming governors, outgoing governors, incoming senators, incoming rep members, incoming anything political, councillors, commissioners, House of Assembly members? They are the ones selling these votes. They are the ones that are supposed to be upholding the Constitution. They are breaking it behind closed doors. And you not expect somebody that have been victimized by the system, no opportunities to work. If your father is not an occultic, or your father is not a strong party man, or is not a rich businessman, you cannot get a job in any of the banks, As small as microfinance bank, you even need a reference. You need a letter-headed person from the house of a big person. A phone call from somebody to somebody. What a country. After 60-something years of independence. So Nigeria has failed people. Listen, it's easy for us who are privileged, or for some of you who live abroad now. Some of you suffered before you got abroad. You put a lot of efforts. You were resilient to get to where you are today. At least now you may not be fully okay. At least you are better off. It's easy for you to sit down in your comfort zone to say, don't collect money. Guys, 500 naira is a lot of money in Nigeria right now for somebody, for some people. The poverty is so much, inflation is so high, that money can't do anything, but that's to you and me. How do I not tell somebody who government has sacked from his job for the wrong reasons for 5 years, and he's seeing 10,000 naira from a politician not to collect it? I will be very insensitive. I will not be honest. I live in Benin. I meet him almost on a daily basis in traffic, ring road, or what I meet him. Why he's doing his job? I'm in town. I know what's going on. Some of you make phone calls. You know what's going on. Things are difficult. Nigerians are suffering. People who went to school are not even allowed to even go close to companies without letters. Imagine those who didn't go to school. You cannot even open your business. If you open a business, they'll kill it with triple taxations, almost on a monthly basis. Criminals will come and do their own. Thieves will come and break into your shops. And a lot of things happen. So I cannot tell anybody not to collect money. But I will only tell them something. There is hope. You may collect money, you may not collect money, but I'm not God to judge anybody. There's hope in Peter Obi. Whether you collect money or not, to your conscience. But do not cast your vote for a wrong candidate. For a better future. I know they've heard this gospel. Mr. Israel, do you know why it's difficult to convince people not to collect money? In 1999, we told them, don't collect money, vote Obasanjo, he will do this, he will do that. In 2003, vote Obasanjo again, he will continue what he has started. Don't worry. They did. In 2007, good luck is the man. Oh, Yaradua is the man. He will do it. They did. They've been doing it. Now they are tired. 2015, good luck came with. So how do you not convince this person that is not seeing everything you are seeing as a lie? They've been disappointed. They've been killed, murdered by X-Men, Adeleke toll gate, by armed robbers breaking into their homes. Their business have been shattered. I mean, there is nothing working in the country. Look at the currency. People have business ideas. They cannot access forests. That is ridiculous. That a nation, a citizen cannot access forest. In every country of the world, you can access forest. If you present your business proposal to government, they will even give you at a very reduced rate to encourage your business. Government even give out loans to citizens after seeing your business plan. And our leaders say we don't have dollar in the country. But during elections,
just round up in 1 minute because there are other people waiting. Thank you.
During elections, you see them spraying this money. But so for me, Davido has messed up. I hope he comes around to apologize and join the Obi movement to liberate this country. And secondly, I cannot judge anybody from collecting money from anybody because I don't know their situation. I cannot fit them. I cannot give them solution. I can't stand in their shoes. People are really suffering. So people don't have food in 2 days, in 3 days. They eat once. Some eat once, twice a week. It's that difficult. So in conclusion, we should continue teaching them the dangers of vote buying. We should continue teaching them the advantages of voting rights, who Peter Obi is, his identity, his credentials, his antecedents. We should continue this. Maybe they will change their mind and vote correctly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alex, for that beautiful analysis there. And I will go to Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Thank you so much. Mr. Collins, is that Prince Collins?
It's Collins.
Oh, it's Collins. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Mr. Collins, looking at the same question posed to you now, looking at this youth, don't you think it's dangerous for what they do? It's their right. We can support whoever they want to support. I am not saying it. But my take is this was the same person during the NSAS protest. campaigning for the youth. Now we're seeing a different ball game. It's his brother. He's entitled to his own opinion. But what message is he sending to the youth who are desperately needing a true kind of democracy? Tell me, Mr. Collins, what do you think about that?
Thank you so much for having me, and happy Sunday to everyone. For me, that is the system we are grown to know in Nigeria. That is the system which everybody knows. So it's all about selfish. So when it gets to their own, people get selfish, you understand? So for me, I don't have any respect when it comes to most of celebrities in Nigeria. I don't have any respect. It's just few of them. But mostly I don't have any respect because most of them don't use their platform for what their platform is made for. So because I think what is happening in Nigeria is that most of it, apart from the politician, the celebrity is also causing it. Most of them are creating their own problem too because they lead people in a wrong way. Most of them are the one telling Nigeria youth, most of them, they keep following them. When people keep following you, can't even advise people, you can't even impart knowledge in people. The only thing they can impart in people is only go out and watch your Big Brother, the stupid Big Brother Africa they used to watch. So, but most Nigerian celebrities don't impart any knowledge to anybody. It's just maybe I respect few of them, like somebody like Macroni. I respect the guy a lot because apart from the celebrity part of his life, you watch him come out to his own platform and also encourage some youth. How did you see people doing that? You know, I think he's one of the people that keep doing that. Apart from the celebrity part of the life, he will still come out for his own platform and encourage people. Go and get your PVC. Make sure you vote right. You know, keep encouraging people. You know, and if you watch some skit, you have to do all about sometimes in political way for you to understand what is going on in the country. Then when you look at Davido, that is Davido for you. If you remember the answers, I think Davido was the first person. For me, is that thing that kind of bribed. He collected bribe. When things begin to get hot, he was the one that first backed out. So I think Davido is one of them. So since that time, I lost my respect for him. Then I'm looking at what happened in Osun State. Like my brother said here, people, since the day I joined this platform, I keep telling you that everybody have right to vote whoever you want to vote. And if people offer you money, take the money because that money is yours. Take the money, but vote what you know that this is right. Because at the end of the day, when people give you money, they are not going to put gun at your head to tell you, say you must vote here since I'm giving you money. But you know the right thing. When you go to the ballot board, vote the right person. Don't vote because of somebody gave me money or I collected money from anybody, because that money belongs to me. It doesn't belong to Adeleke. It doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to me. So because of, you see, the situation Nigerian politicians have made people, they have embedded this kind of poverty in people that makes people, everybody forget their right. People forget what they're supposed to do. So when they give you money, take the money, but to vote rightly, you know what you are going to do. Then that is, and what happened in Osun State have proved to Tinubu that you no longer run Osun. At least in the West, the only state, even if Tinubu is sleeping, the only state that Tinubu will not even try to lose is this Osun State. So for him to lose Osun State have started to creep into his mind that, okay, it's not like I think before. It's not like I think before, because losing Osun have proved to people that, okay, even if we can join and vote for one particular place, this vote can actually count. So maybe people in Osun voted for PDP a lot, and at the end of the day, their vote count. And today, when you saw on television and there's some news, you see how people are jubilating. Maybe that is what they voted for. They voted for PDP, and they look at it, their vote counted for. So that shows you how power people are. That shows if you come out and vote that actually our vote is going to count. And that also should be example to people, no matter the party, because now I think they didn't vote for the party, they vote for individual. That's what happens in there. And people lost in that maybe Labour didn't get a lot of vote in Osun. I want them to know that this election period, I don't think people are voting for party. People are voting for individual. When they look at the individual that is going to improve their life, individual that is going to impact their life, they are voting for that. And when it comes to P2B, people may be going their governor, they may be voting PDP or voting APC, but they have one focus on where they want to vote when it comes to their presidential election, or when it comes to, if they see they have a credible candidate in their house that is from Labour, a credible candidate who is from Labour, who is in the governor, they can as well vote for that person. But looking at the general thing or how the whole thing is happening, I think the one thing I pick from that election in Osun shows that this election is going to be different from the one that be happening past. So this one now is like turning to a new direction that people are going to see that if I vote here, definitely my vote is going to count, and that is what is going to happen in 2023. So it's going to surprise Tinubu. Like somebody said, Daniel Buala was talking on Rufai show. He said that even Lagos, Tinubu is not even sure of Lagos State. He's not going to win Lagos because now the population of other people, the Igbo people there and other people that is in Lagos are more and more. Now he's not even sure that he's going to win in that Lagos. And another thing again, this Muslim of a ticket is going to come to haunt him because a lot of people now begin to say he's not going to work. You understand? So he's not going to work. So they started voting in a way that we are guessing this thing now. So the man said he's an APC man. For an APC man to come out and tell you that coming in this election is going to be only 2 horse race between Atiku and the P2B, that's ring a very good sign because he's a very good, when it comes to Daniel Buala, he's a very known APC man. So for him to come out and be telling you that it's a 2 horse race, he has to take point on it. So for me, I'm not disturbing on what is happening. All I'm asking Nigeria, you know the right thing. And the right thing in this period is not maybe the money I'm going to get or whatever. You know, because this election is not, we are not voting for those elections. It's election for survivor. It's an election for survivor because whatever you do in 2023 has a consequence coming next 8 years because you know how Nigeria politics means. Once a person becomes a president, he's going to stay there for 8 years. So whatever you do in 2023, you have to bear the consequences for 8 years. So you have to vote clearly, know what you are doing. So it's not something that they will have to take by granted. So you have to be sure what you are doing. So I think that is my own little contribution on it. And another thing again, for my own state where I'm coming from, I think somebody like Hope Ozodema is going to be kicking himself because I believe because last time people voted for PDP at the end of the day because of the have in Abuja, but they don't have that power anymore. This time around, people are going to vote him out. So thank you. That's my back to the panel. That's my humble contribution. And another thing, sorry again, the video that the man played in
Mr. Colin, we're going to talk about that. I'm just going to, because we're going to, that's another, everybody's going to speak on that. So I'm just going to ask this last question. Now, thank you so much for that great submission. I really do appreciate that. If you like, I don't mind if, yes, can just mute yourself. Mr. Son of God, are you there?
Hello?
Mr. Son of God, good afternoon.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Son of God. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Yes. Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. I just wanted to pose this question again back to you.
Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, of course. I just want to say the same question I'm going to ask you. What do you think of Davido Portable about them campaigning when these people were also alleged? What do you think about them? Because the youth are the one crying for the dividends of democracy. They have been cheated a lot. Now, you are seeing the campaign in Osun State. Davido was campaigning for his brother on the PDP side, while Portable was campaigning for the All Progressive Congress on the other side. Now, these are youth who are supposed to be the future of tomorrow as well. And these are also you who also command a lot of support from the youth as well. So what will you tell them? This same Davido, who was also part of the negotiation that was led to the IG during the NSAS protest, complaining about the demands of the youth. Now, seeing him on the complaint train 2 days ago, how would you describe that now? What do you think the youth will feel right now? Thank you very much.
Thank you for your question. Well, Davido's own is a little bit more difficult because as a person, that's his uncle really. So sometimes family dynamics, it might be difficult for him to not go with his uncle in this case, especially if you look back at what happened the last time his uncle ran for this governorship election. From all indications, his uncle also won the last one, but he was rigged out of it. That's the information that I got. The information that I got was that he also won the last time, but because then rigging was a lot easier then compared to now, he was deprived of that mandate. So I think looking at for the video, I think I sort of a little bit more. I reserve my criticism of him in this case. I know that maybe he could have set better examples, but sometimes it's also in show business. Sometimes you can get carried away and all that stuff. For Portable, Portable is a guy that I don't really, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even. It's a guy I don't even have any sort of regard for. I don't know. He's not. I don't know. He's a little bit. Pardon the language. It's a little bit nuts. I don't think it's normal. To be honest, I don't think someone like that. If you're looking at Portable as your person to, as your role model, then I think you have problems. So I don't think people like that are really people. Someone like Portable is just there for what he's going to get. He can criticize one man today, and then tomorrow, if somebody gives him more money, he will go and criticize. He's just out to get money. But if you look at it on the whole, I think the last speaker, I think it was Alex, he made some valid points. He was talking about the fact that in Nigeria today is difficult. I understand that we say people should not collect money, but I think I agree with that my brother that spoke, Collins. I think I wouldn't say no, someone should not collect money. I think at the end of the day, I think people are still sensible enough. I think the last 8 years has brought things into better focus for most Nigerians. Most Nigerians now understand the fact that Nigeria is at its lowest. I think right now, people that live in that country who are not from the elite class, things are really, really tough. Even though some people that have good jobs, they're struggling because you have more people to support. Because just like we here in diaspora are getting phone calls, people in Nigeria who are a little bit well-to-do, they're also getting a lot of pressure from friends around them and family members around them as well to help them. So it doesn't matter how much money you have, the pressure is there because things are really, really tough. So it'd be difficult to ask people that are maybe have not had anything to eat or don't know where their next meal is to not collect money. So, but what I would say is that you can still collect money and vote your conscience. The only thing I will not like them to do, because there's some of these people that give money that insist that you have to show them evidence of your voting before they give you that money. In that case, I'm going to maybe I think what is more important now is to educate people and let people understand that your vote, what is going to happen after this voting process, your life is going to be affected by who you put in there. If you continue to leave the same people who have been running Nigeria for the past few years, and they give you 5,000, 10,000, and you collect it, then don't expect anything to change. Just expect that you're going to continue to suffer. In fact, things might actually get worse. Okay, I don't think anyone like Tinubu or Atiku. Well, Tinubu, I think, is probably the one that I have the least respect for. I think it's probably the one that I think if he gets there, it's going to be about him and about those people that put him there, because the northern people, elite who have put him there, have told him what they want from him, and he's just going to be a stooge. They've told him they want a Muslim. He's giving them that. The other things are going to request from him, and he's going to give it to them because he believes that they are the ones that are going to keep him there. So he's prepared to do anything to remain there. So I'm going to use this point to extend to looking at the results of the election. I'm so happy that this happened to Tinubu. So because the arrogance of these people, I mean, for it is only in Nigeria that a party like APC, after the disastrous 8 years that they've had, anyone from APC will come out and say that they want to. It doesn't matter who they bring, even if they bring the Pope, it doesn't matter. If for APC, after what they've done in Nigeria, for anyone to stand on that party platform and say that they can change Nigeria or they can solve the problems, I think it's impossible. If you want to solve Nigerian problems, you have to leave that party and go somewhere else. No one is going to take APC seriously. But the arrogance of that Bodilon man, the way he behaves, the way he talks, you can see that he thinks that he can do anything and get away with it. And he thinks that everything is sewn up. He has the Southwest sewn up, but I think he has something else coming. I think I'm happy they've got a bloody nose here. This bloody nose is going to make them that arrogance. And there's more to come. I only wish that this election was a little bit closer, but probably it's better that it's further away, so we can even have more momentum and more people getting educated more and more, so they understand that the status quo, things, the way things were in the past, it's not going to carry on like that. At least clip their wings a bit. APC are now beginning to realize that, oh, the Southwest that they thought was what Tinubu was bringing. So even those Northerners that thought Tinubu was bringing them the Southwest, they are beginning to have, they are beginning to wonder, is this really going to work? Is Tinubu going to deliver the Southwest for us, like we thought? So the only thing they're probably going to resort to is find ways of rigging. But Nigerians have woken up now. I was watching a video last night, late last night, about from one polling unit where the officials were about to leave, and everyone held them and said, no, if they don't send their results to the server, they are not going. They have to upload to the server before they leave. And this is what we have to spend more effort doing. Educate Nigerians, let them realize that people, once the voting is over, they must upload the results, everything, take copies of it, put them on social media, let them upload the results so people see it. Okay, people know what is going on. And then this rigging, because even last night, I followed some people online that were saying that the APC were going on the ground, trying to see how they could stop the results from Ileife or something to be uploaded to the server. Is there a way they can delay it a bit more so they can find a way to maybe rig the election a little bit? So, but people have become more aware. So I think it's all for the better. I'll finish on this point. I think just returning back to the point about people collecting money and not realizing this so-called youth and all that. I think on a whole, most of the youth in Nigeria understand what is going on now and understand that this is a chance to actually not worry about the party, not worry about but you're voting the person. So most people now, if Peter Obi leaves the Labour Party and goes to AD, I have a feeling if it's possible for him to change parties now and INEC will allow it, I think people will just move across. So it's all about, in every state, in every senatorial race, people have to begin to look at the candidates, scrutinize them, and make sure you actually vote the person, not party anymore. Party is not what, it has to be the person. Who is that person that when he gets there, you're sure that you can actually have him there to fight for you. You can actually ask questions of him. You can actually, as my friend Tunaja will say, make demands of them and make sure that those people are people that you can reach. You can reach them and they're accountable to you, because the people we have now are not accountable to the masses. They're only accountable to their family and friends. So it doesn't matter what we want from those people. They're not going to do anything for us. So that's why we have to be sure who we're putting there. Make sure they're accountable to us. And that is why this process, people have to be really engaged, and there has to be more effort done to educate more people. I know vote buying is never going to stop because there's poverty. The elite have weaponized poverty. They've kept people poor. The reason why they've kept them poor is like the Northerners have done. The Northerners, the elite in the North, they've kept all those people poor, all the Almajiris poor, kept them poor for a reason, so they can control them. And that is what the politicians want to do to the rest of Nigeria. Keep most Nigerians poor, weaponize poverty, so that once it's time for election, they come out with their money, give money, keep them poor, so they'll collect the money and vote for them. And it's just plutocracy, isn't it? Just keep the rich ones who stay there and weaponize poverty and keep them poor and keep giving them money and staying there and amassing more and more and more and more. So I'll stop there for now. Thank you for giving me this time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, the Son of God. And I really appreciate that analysis. Well, I'm going to give everyone two minutes now to analyze the video Nigeria was just showed, so that we can round up. We've been here for a while now. So I'll start with Mr. Tunanja. Mr. Tunanja, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I know you're always there, Mr. Tunanja, always ready.
Not always.
Mr. Tunanja, looking at what the video you just seen, do you think that the person doing that was actually violating the rights of Mr. Adegbeshola, or because of what is happening in our political space that led him to, exercise his right as a Nigerian and also an American? What do you think about the video, and what will you tell Nigerians and Mr. Aregbesola? 2 minutes, please. Let's use our 2 minutes wisely, please. Each and everybody. Mr. Tunanja, you have the floor.
Yeah, I think both can be true. You can violate somebody's right, and at the same time, one can understand why he did it. That is basically the summary of it all. Looking at it, it just tells you what is going on in Nigeria. The guy was videoing somebody, knowing fully well that even in the US you are not allowed to do that. He pretended as if just because it's the US he can do whatever he like. This is another aspect of our trait where we feel like when we are in another man's land, that's where we have better rights to do whatever we like. And I'm not so sure. US officials, if you do that with them, you are going to have something to answer. So it's interchangeable. Sometimes there are areas where Nigerians are more draconian, but there are other areas where the US is more draconian. Let's not make the mistake of thinking that Nigeria is as draconian as more draconian than the US. And I don't know why Nigerians do this. They act as if their freedom of speech is heavily curtailed. And if anything, Nigerians are some of the freest people. And our president cannot wait to leave office. This is something that is unusual in Africa. The African leaders don't want to leave office. They are running for term. The Cameroon next door, that guy has been in the office for over 30 years. Rwanda the guy has been in office for 22 years or 23 years, wants to rule till 2033. And we think our country is the worst on earth. And this type of attitude we take is because the system, things are not working well. When things are not working well, this is why people treat their leaders like that. And in a way, that's why I say both sides can be correct. There's no reason why both sides cannot be sympathize with their views, because things are not working well in their country. So the same person goes to the guy in the US, and you can say whatever you like about Aregbesola, whatever you want to call him. Well, he was polite. He was polite. He even asked the gentleman to sit down. He didn't say, "Oh, get away, you peasant." He didn't do that. So we have to also, this is why I keep saying, this also ties into the voting, this thing that we're talking about. We have to always question ourselves, some of our moral choices that we make, because we create these people too. When we keep acting as if these leaders don't come from us, it's like having a stream and saying a drop of water that comes from that stream is not part of the stream. I don't get that. We are just judging the video just now because he was backing his own family member. Like most of us will do the same. And this kind of attitude, we have to see things clearly to be able to know how to deal with them. Because if you know that you will do the same thing, then you have to start thinking of solutions to it then. But if you don't know that, how can you even start getting to the solution? You'll just be pointing fingers at each other. So I'll keep that brief. Thank you. I can't hear you. I'm muted. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Mr. Tunanja. Go on.
Yeah, I finished already. I finished.
Mr. Tunanja, thank you so much for that beautiful submission. I'm going to go over to Mr. CM. Mr. CM, please, can you use your 2 minutes, please, on the same question, please?
Okay, I think even before now, I've watched that Aregbesola, the video clip. Well, my humble submission, I may be wrong, is that it's an embarrassment on the person. I'm not looking at him as a minister now or whatever. He came into to the restaurant or wherever it is to have a decent meal, and somebody decided to embarrass him by maybe raining abuses or I don't know what it is. Well, the person, from what we watched on the video, is saying that under American law, you can't touch me. I can video Biden. I can do this. I don't think he's entirely correct, because much as he may think, he may want to assert his fundamental human right. No right is absolute. Your right stops where mine begins. So interfering the way he embarrassed the chap, I'm not happy. That doesn't mean that I'm excusing all their inanities. I mean, all the nonsense they do here. But such things, he should have allowed him. And the Aregbesola, surprisingly, like Tunaja observed, asked him to sit down and say, you can sit down. Yet he refused. If you video it, okay, you videoed it. Probably the money he's spending. I mean, if this is what they go abroad to do, to go and eat a meal, that is nothing. That, to me, that is nothing. If you video him, can you video the mansion he's having somewhere? if that is what you want to bring out. So to me, I do not, it looks a bit embarrassing to me. I wouldn't have, if I'm around there, I will encourage him, say, look, allow him to finish eating. There's a way you can also embarrass him by planning to interview him. When he finish, you can take him out. And then creating a scene in that place again is not good, because other people, other customers are eating. So for you now to use your whether human rights activism to go and sort of doing it, and you're embarrassing, disrupting the peace of the place again, you also become a nuisance. Police can come and tell you, look, much as you want to do this, what of other people? Because you did not meet him alone there. So to that extent, I know I may be wrong, but that's my humble opinion. He shouldn't have done that, considering the fact that it's a public place and other people may not. You're also disturbing the peace of others. So what do you say to that? I yield the floor. Thank you. Thank you, Max. Is it Machiavelli? Is it? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. CM, for that beautiful one. And I'm going to go over to Mr. Alex there.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
Can you just give your 2-minute submission on what that video, please? 2 minutes. Let us stick to the point. And sorry, just 1 minute. We have Miss Ugo back, and we also have Chooks back, and Mr. Engineer Ken. You're welcome. We are about rounding up, but I will also give you your 2 minutes. Mr. Alex, just hold on. I was thinking maybe she's not going to be back, but she's back now. I have to let her take the chance first before I go back to you. Miss Ugo, can you hear me? Mr. Alex, can you mute yourself, please? Miss Ugo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes. Okay. Looking at that video, I wanted to ask this question to you.
So, thank you.
I just want to looking at you from what your background is. You're a lawyer. You're a practicing lawyer. Looking at that, do you think the guy recording Mr. Aregbesola has broke his fundamental right?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Do you think, on looking at the legal side of it, do you think he broke his right by invading his privacy? Or do you think because the guy felt that the Nigerians have been cheated enough by this guy taking Nigerians for a meet and, going down to a place where he can enjoy himself while Nigerians are going through suffering? So how will you analyze that based on the law part of it? Why? Because you are a lawyer now. So this question is posed to you. So how are you going to tell Nigerians based on how the law stands? Can you give us an analysis? Thank you very much. 2 minutes, Ms. Ugo.
Thank you, Mr. Machiavelli. So I am a lawyer, but I'm not practicing now. I'm in the UK for a short time, and maybe when I go back to my country, I'll continue my law practice. But I understand the law because I'm in this space. In the US and in most other places, you can't just walk up to someone and start videoing the person. There are some places in the US that some states, they are like different states make their laws. There are some states that once you have, if there are like 3 people, for example, and one of them consents to it, you can record them and carry on with whatever conversation you're having. But seeing what happened there, the guy was in the wrong. He doesn't have the rights. America doesn't give you all the powers in the world to abuse other people's rights and mistreat people. So he was quite rude. At the same time, I can understand what he was trying to do, but there are other ways of doing things like that, more constructive. He could have sat down, like the guy asked him to. He was quite polite. Could have sat down and spoken to him. So the fact that, especially embarrassing the whole of Nigeria in public, we should stop doing that, please. People already see us somehow. We need to uphold ourselves. Everyone is looking up to us. So whatever they see in you, they will just generalize and say, oh, this is how everybody from that place is. So he was very, very, very wrong. But at the same time, I understand that we need to ask more questions, especially us there. But please, we should do it in a very, very respectful and a way that we don't abuse other people's rights as well. So that's my own submission. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ugo. I deliberately ask you that question based on, we Nigerians, we have to understand what the implication about this whole thing. Because while we're doing things, we need to be very careful on what we do, regardless of if you're in your country or not. A law is a law, so we must respect that. So I'm going to go. Thank you so much, Ms. Ugo, for that great analysis. So I'm going to go back to Mr. Alex. Mr. Alex, what do you think about that? Thank you very much. 2 minutes, please.
That guy was very right. He was not wrong. When these people loot our money, they don't respect us. When these people kill us at the toll gate, they don't respect us. They don't follow protocol. They break all the laws in this world and kill people and loot these monies to buy mansions in different countries. They leave all our structures in tatters. They don't have respect for us. They don't obey human rights to care for their citizens. I don't care how it goes about it. We have reached a level where we have to break protocols so long it does not affect other people. Please, anywhere you are around the world, if you see any of these corrupt leaders serving or past, shame them, call them names for me. That is how I see it. Because the blood of the people who have been killed in the Sahara Desert, who left the country out of frustration, lack of opportunity, insecurity, those of them who couldn't make it, these leaders did not respect them. So right now we have passed that stage of respectfully asking them questions. Shame them. So long you are not killing anybody, let them even arrest you. Let them hear you out while you are doing this. Serve the jail term. If you can't call me, I will serve it for you. Mandela was in jail for 27 years. So for me, we should stop this thing. We should stop it. The billions of dollars that disappear, the borrowed monies, they don't respect us. They don't care about human rights or who will be seeing them, who will not be seeing them. These guys brought us bad names. Most of the people who are doing criminality worldwide, who are Nigerians, were pushed by these guys. I'm not excusing criminals. So we've passed that stage. We've passed that stage. If it was America, trust me, if it was an American corrupt leader, they'll pour him water there. They'll stone him with bottled water. But in Nigeria, we are told to do this, do that. Look at where it has led us. All the respect we've given them, excellency, whatever, human rights or whatever, where has it led us to? Time has come for us to shame these guys outside the country, wherever you meet them. Because this is where the country is like this. There is no electricity. They don't respect that. The schools are on strike. They don't respect that. A serving political office holder is in America having dinner, having lunch. When in Nigeria there is no food, farmlands have been taken over by Fulani S-men from his government. That man Adeleke, I know his properties in Benin. I can count 5 big houses this man has in Benin. So for me, I don't care how they do it. They should even do it more. One time, Ekweremadu was stoned in Germany by his fellow kingsmen. Do it anyhow, so long you don't kill anybody, so long you don't violate the right of people who are passing by. Those leaders don't care. They loot your money with impunity, with reckless abandon. They don't care about you and I. So if that's the only thing we can give to them while we are alive, let us do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. As you know, that is Alex's opinion about it. So Nigerians also, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Thank you so much, Alex, for that, your submission. I'm going to go to Mr. Insibidi, who is just joining us now. Mr. Insibidi, thank you so much for joining. We are rounding up now. Please, your 2 minutes. You must have heard what we're discussing about the video that went viral of a man in the United States actually recording the Mr. Adeleke in the United States. So we're asking people opinion. Is it right? Is it wrong? What do you think about it, Mr. Insibidi? Just 2 minutes so that we can pass it on to the next person to round up this broadcast. Thank you very much, Mr. Insibidi.
Yes, thank you, my brother Makaveli, and every other person on the panel, everyone joining from everywhere. So, well, hearing what people are saying so far about this Adeleke incident, it shows that we are not all there mentally to bring about this political revolution and taking back our country that some of us are talking about. Because you're making up excuses, you're considering the human right and whatever right of these people, right of privacy, and you're forgetting and you're ignoring the fact that desperate, what do they say? Is it desperate times call for desperate measures? So the thing is that these people, at the end of the day, even in America, there is journalistic reason. If you're doing those things for journalistic reasons, it will not. You're not invading any privacy. Have you seen how they're interrogating politicians here in the West? Who cares about all those things that we are talking about? They follow them with camera to their car, even if possible to their but anywhere they are entering, they are following them, they are asking them questions. So why have they not? Why is those people, the citizens of those countries, not coming out and saying that why are you invading the privacy of our politicians? It's just so sad that this is how. That's why I'm telling you that most of our problem is also from the masses, from the people, like Tuna just said, from the people, because we are here creating all these excuses for these people, and it shows that we are not all there mentally to even fight for that change that we want. By the time you make this thing known to these people, that they will be embarrassed. Not, I don't support any violent attack. I can never recommend that. But by the time you know that they will be embarrassed, that abroad will not be that space of comfort where they will just come and relax after all the mismanagement and corruption or in Nigeria. Then they will start to rethink some of the things they are doing. The man that was asking a question, did he go there and start throwing him water or he was just following with camera. Adeleke is not just a private citizen. He is a public office holder. It's different all over the world. You people should, I had someone also who is a lawyer or something on the panel. People should go and do their research properly and discover how it is done. You're a public service holder. Any member of the public can ask you any question at any time with any camera or whatever. So I wonder why we are trying to. Did he attack him? If he attacked him now, then that one is different. He can even be sued, can be even jailed. So please let us know what we want for once and stop all this. Well, this is not how we can bring that change. I don't know. Maybe it's because most of us are abroad and we feel like we are trying to look at things in another way. This is not how we are going to bring that change that we are asking for. This is not how we are going to do the political revolution or anything. People that are much, much more comfortable than Nigerians all over the world, wherever, even Switzerland, anywhere, you see the way they attack their, they question their corrupt politicians and office holders. And we that are almost like, I don't know how we're even surviving, it's just by the grace of God. When we are here trying to make excuses and stories for these people, it's just so sad to hear some of us talk the way we are talking. It means that we don't know what people are facing back home, or maybe we think we know. All right, thank you, Jerry, my brother. Machiavelli.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nsibindi, for that great submission. And like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I want to go to Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, are you there?
Yes.
Mr. Chooks, what do you think about the video? Just 2 minutes, please, because we are rounding up now. We need to make sure we can be here for a long time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you once again for giving me opportunity to speak on the forum. Just like I think the last speaker, he actually spoke my mind, because the problem with we Africans is this, each time we think about respecting elders, all these people who are saying this, including the lawyer, there's nothing they are saying other than that our culture of respecting the elders, no matter what they do, and this is why they found the Igbos arrogant, because our respect for elders, to an extent, we said no, we asked them the necessary questions, to start with, he is in a public space, for Christ's sake. The owner of that restaurant might have a camera there recording, and that is the definition of a public space, whereby you can actually record everybody. I watched the video. As long as the man didn't attack him and didn't say anything, he asked him questions, he has every right to do so. The only person that can ask him to, leave the place is the owner of the restaurant. I don't think he's embarrassing anybody, because he didn't focus on others and videoing others. Okay, and we should stop this thing saying we are disgracing ourselves. We are already at the bottom end of things. You got our embassies. You see what they made of you. You go to our places. You know you can have your right. You see how they treat you because of where you come from. Why? Because these leaders don't care about us. Look at Ekweremadu has an issue. Okay, they sent him our legislators, sent him lawyers to go and represent him. But if you, as a Nigerian, has a problem here, including the lawyer that was saying that he's not supposed to do that, they will not send a representative to you. Not even if you contact them, they don't even care who you are. I watched one member of a house or something like that was jailed in Italy. I heard him spoke on Rufai's program this morning. You imagine, nobody cared about him. Okay, but Ekweremadu is here. All of them rushed down to care for him. I just, like I said, the previous person has spoken my mind, but I don't see how any Nigerian can come. It is their own opinion to do so, right? But it pains me. It shows that we are not ready for all these things we are saying. We're just, saying we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But I don't know if it means, maybe some people, this person are related to them, or this is the way they see it. But we should actually think outside the box, because without thinking outside the box, all this thing we are saying, most of us who are still thinking within the box, we see it as something being wrong with us. No, there's nothing wrong with us. Because me as a Nigerian today, if I'm walking on the street of London, right, I'm not walking that street of London with every confidence as a Nigerian. Why? Because of the atrocities of these people. I support the view. Anywhere we see them, let's disgrace them. Don't touch them. Don't assault them physically. But if they are in a public space, video them. I assure you, no police, no court will harm you. Nobody, because they are in a public space. I think, like I said, most of the things I wanted to say, most of the people who spoke have already said. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nsimbindi. Like we said, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So we want Nigerians to air their opinion about this case. Thank you so much, Mr. Nsimbindi, for that. We just have someone joining us now, Mr. Hilary.
I haven't said anything, Mr. Makavela. I haven't said anything.
I understand, Mr. Collins. I'm coming. There's someone joining us, Mr. Hilary Uwakwe. If I'm right, Mr. Hilary, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Uzokwe, not Uwakwe.
So I'm so sorry about that, Uzokwe, Mr. Hilary Uzokwe. I'm sorry about that, and thank you for joining us. But sir, where are you joining us from today?
I'm joining you from Italy.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, looking at this video that you've played, you must have heard a lot of people, handing in their submission. In 2 minutes, sir, can you just tell us what you think about it? And please, we are rounding up now. I'm so sorry, sir, but we have to still give you the floor to speak. Thank you so much. Mr. Collins, I'll come next to you. Thank you. You can have the floor, sir.
Okay, thank you for allowing me to speak. My view is completely contraposed to the lawyer's position. Many of us have been exiled, whether you came out voluntarily or you were forced out of Nigeria because of the misbehavior and maladministration of these so-called leaders. We know, I said so-called because we actually have not scrutinized many of them, how they went into position. They were rigged in, or they were just picked and positioned in whatever position they are. The governor of Imo State is one. You cannot come from position 4 and become first. So that is that. My view is that we cannot let them be walking free in the free world, because that is the only place where we can address their malbehaviors, their misbehaviors towards the Nigerian people. We should vent all our anger on them. Let it become uncomfortable for them to go outside that enclave. My view is not even just videoing them, talking to them. Those who are violent, we have to visit them with their element, violence. That is my view. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hilary Unzokwe. And I really, really love your submission. And that is why we say everybody's entitled to their opinion. We want Nigerians to air their opinion about the video. And I can see a lot of mixed reactions right now. And we can also talk about this on our upcoming, broadcast. And I hope that you join us, sir, because your submission is quite robust. And I really, really appreciate it that you join us all the time. And I really, really, I can see where you're coming from. I know you're very, very inclined to this kind of situation, and you're politically inclined as well. Thank you so much. We thank you with the Nigeria Watch family and the Nigeria Watch team. We urge you to always join us. Thank you so much, sir, from Italy, Mr. Hilary Unzokwe. I'm going to move over to Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, can you just give us your analysis, please?
Yeah, like the last two callers said, they said in my mind, they said everything, because my problem with the whole video is that I am angry with the person that is recording the video, because the person, you have opportunity. So the opportunity you have when the man asks you to sit down, then you could have took that opportunity very well and asked him a very serious question. Why asking him that question? You also interrogating him and recording it. So by then, he have given you that base for you to now say whatever you want to say to him. So for you not taking that opportunity was where I'm angry with the man that was recording the video, because you have the opportunity. The opportunity was presented to you, but you couldn't manage the opportunity very well. So people talking about that we should be pity with those kind of our leaders. It's just because we Africans, we are more especially in Nigeria, we kind of work with emotion. We are very emotional people. We always like respect, maybe do this. Nobody cares about how you respect them. Even overseas here, nobody cares whether you greet them good morning or good afternoon. So when you have that opportunity, you have to make use of it. So when you have the opportunity to all this, because most of our politicians, they don't care. They don't care about us, but we, we the masses, we always care much about our politicians. You see, if a poor man steal on the road, we say steal as in stone the person to death. But when you see a politician steal, you see people cheering the politician. That is how Nigerians work. So for me, my problem, I keep saying that the young man have the opportunity to interrogate the man in a very bigger way. Even could have been one of the biggest news today, but he missed the opportunity, because when the man says sit down, then you could have sit down very well. Then I ask him question. So you are here enjoying yourself, but why are you not having the same thing in Nigeria? Why are you not putting the whole thing here? So those
he sat down, my brother. Sorry, he sat down. Now, didn't you see that video? I think what the problem came when they tried to make him stop recording.
Mr. Nsimbidi, is that Mr. Nsimbidi?
Yeah, sorry, sir. Sorry.
I'm so sorry, because we're running out of time now, and we don't want this thing to kind of, because we every finger is pointing towards Google. So I'm just going to, you've aired your point. Let him finish his point so that we can go back.
I'm not even airing any point. I was just trying to let him know that the man actually sat down. The only problem came when they tried to make him stop recording.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Mr. Colin. You can go on.
Yeah, for me, because I thought maybe because when the man asked him to sit down, even you don't want you to record, at least you could have forced yourself and sat down there and asking him, say, okay, hey, this is what I want to. This is so you are here in London or you are here in America enjoying yourself, and you see how the whole place is. But why are you not putting the whole structure in Nigeria? By then, you could have get a lot of things from the man. So for me, That should be, people should stop this kind of, we should start respecting people. In Igbo land, we don't do that. We question, even if you are my king, we will question you. If you go out of point, we are going to question you. So that is how things is. So I don't care if you're a politician or whatever you are. But once you're not doing something you are made for, you are being questioned. So people have to question you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Collins. Miss Ugo, are you there? Miss Ugo.
Yes, I am.
Okay, Miss Ugo, all the reactions are kind of saying that on the law side, the way you quoted, they don't really buy to. Can you just use 1 minute to kind of summarize it or why you think so? Because we're rounding up now. I just don't want that. We can take this topic, can move it to our next section, because I know everybody is actually not happy, and some are saying it, some are not. Miss Ugo, can you just round it up in just 1 minute so that we all can, put this thing to bed for today, but we might still have it in our subsequent, broadcast. Thank you so much, Mr. Ugo.
Okay. Well, I've listened to everybody, and I can understand where everyone is coming from. My submission is from the video I watched and what I know, and I've heard every other person's opinion as well. I've taken that into consideration. I'm not in the US, but from the law that I know, a meal and record them, and he's a public figure. Yes, he's Nigerian, and you have a right to question him. My own watching the video, I wasn't like saying, oh, you can't question them. I believe that we should be able to question them, to be able to talk to them and be able to get something back from them. But in that video, the guy didn't handle it well. There's a difference between emotions and technicality. A lot of people now, for example, in court, everybody knows this person more than this person. But you go there, you present your case to them, and it's a different story. They will win, they will strike out your case because of technicality. Mr. Machiavelli, I answered your question based on technicality, but I'm not opposing. When you see these people, we shouldn't also make them feel comfortable. But there's a need to strike a balance, because they are barbarians doesn't mean we should now reduce ourselves to that level. We need to confront them, yes. But considering what I watched from that video, that's still my opinion. I'm not saying, though, that we should just allow them walk all over us, but we should be able to assert ourselves in a very constructive way. And we need to be able to be very technical as well and be able to get these things done. Shouting about sometimes might help, and at the same time, it might not help. Anyways, that's my own opinion. I've taken everybody in, I've listened to everybody, and I've learned a lot from, I think, Mr. Alex. I listened to you, and it was quite sound. And me, my own is, we should also understand how, like, okay, from the legal side, as Mr. Machiavelli said, that's where I came from. I'm not still like Ekweremadu. When I saw the video of them beating him up, there's law and there's reality. If you're looking at reality, he was right. But if you're looking at the law,
please, can Mr. Israel, please, can I ask a question, please?
Mr. Alex, let her finish. Then you can ask your question quickly, and then we can move on. Just let her land.
So
Mrs.
all right, thank you. So basically, from what I know, I'm not American. I'm not like Nigerian law now. If you come and tell me back, I will give it back to you because that's what I studied. But from what I know, that's the opinion I gave. But I'm not still saying, look, we need to also hold these people accountable and be able to ask them questions. What question do you have, please?
Yeah, Mr. Alex, go on.
Thank you, madam. We are one on this platform. We are fighting for the same cause. I'm not against your opinion. You are a lawyer. You have your profession, and I respect that a lot. I see you as a fellow sister in the struggle for a better Nigeria. But with the way things have gone now, with the way things are, with the currency rate, with the inflation, with the killings nationwide, Lekki Tollgate massacre, jailbreaks, negligence. Do you think this is the time to look at human rights when you see these people outside the country? So long you're not killing them, like somebody said, you're not assaulting them. I know you said we can shout, but now this is the time to lay down everything, because when these guys are doing what they are doing, they do it with impunity. Right, lawyer? Let me go round up this question. with the way things have gone right now, since 1999, past or present, don't you think when we send any of them outside Nigeria, even if it's in Ghana, we should try and create an awareness on them? Don't you think so?
Mr. Alex, just hold, Mrs. Ugo, Mrs. Ugo, just hold on. Let Mr. CM add to it so that you just answer both of them. We're running out of time now. We need to finish.
Okay.
Mr. CM, can you ask your question, please?
Okay, yeah. My question is, do you think that other Americans, other customers that came to eat in that restaurant or do whatever, are they not entitled to the peaceful atmosphere that they need to enjoy, than somebody coming to create a scene there? That's where I'm concerned, because you have to balance it. While you are trying to achieve your aim, you cannot deprive others from also enjoying their meal, or even the owner of the restaurant can easily say you created a scene there. Thank you.
Ms. Ugo, can you just answer both of them? Thank you so much for that.
Okay, so Mr. Alex, see, like you said, we're on the same thing. Do you get? The thing is, I completely agree with Mr. Alex and Mr. CM. I'm not saying anything differently. If I see that man, I have an opportunity to tackle him, I will, even more angrily than the guy. So the thing is, there's emotions and there's strategy. Mr. Alex, he has no right to be sitting down eating food from buffet when we're here suffering, or some of us are here doing menial jobs, or people in Nigeria can't afford. So, Mr. Alex, I completely 100% agree with you. At the same time, I don't know if it's 100%, but Mr. CM, what you just said as well, look, we are struggling, we are suffering, but it doesn't give us the right to act like animals or to act disrespectfully, especially when you're in another place. You need to also consider people. So in that sense, there's like a balance that needs to be drawn. I don't know if there's look, Nigerians have tried, we have suffered a lot, but there's also a balance in this sense. So Mr. Alex and Mr. CM, you're both right in your own way. I think my own is, let's get to a point where we can draw a middle line and let's be efficient, because that rant now, what did he get? Yes, he brought out a video that is going viral and he was embarrassed, but there are questions that needed to have been asked. There are more strategic ways of doing things that are actually efficient and effective. So it's not all about just bringing a camera and recording. If I was in that position, Mr. Alex, I've heard you speak. Mr. Tunaja, I've heard people here speak. There are things that you could have said instead of just saying, I'm an American, I'm a Nigerian. I get what he was saying. In Nigeria, obviously, he might not even have had that opportunity. They would have carried him and stoned him or killed him. But he's in a place where he could efficiently, effectively talk to this man in a very, very productive way. And it would have been better for us. So, I think I'll round up because I'm rambling now. So basically, Mr. Alex, I respect you. I've heard you speak. You're very, very knowledgeable. And I've taken up some things. I've also listened to everybody here. My point is, Mr. Aregberu Chora, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's quite long. So yes, thank you. He is a politician that owes Nigeria, overalls. And see, Nigerians, including myself, we shouldn't just let these people walk all over us. At the same time, please do it in a way that, anyways, people will still bite me whatever I say. So I might as well just.
Thank you. I think I understand where we're coming from, Mr. Nsimiti. We cannot.
Yes, I understand you, madam. I understand you. Yeah.
We cannot take questions again. We're running out of time now, and time is fast spent. We've been here for over 6 hours now. Thank you so much for everybody for coming. And also, like I told you, these questions, we still have other subsequent programs where we're going to come up and speak on this. But on my own side, and the reason I asked this question to Ms. Ugo is on the judicial side of it. Which, when we say laws are rules rules that are established by an authority. An example is a state. So if you have such kind of thing, there are ways you kind of do it in a very peaceful manner, whether so that you don't violate other people's right. You that is right, it then see as a wrong person, and you are in a country where these things, there's a proper law where they follow these laws. So we need to see those things happening in a very a coherent way whereby other people cannot see it as a kind of infringement or violating people's right. That is my own. That is why I asked on the legal side, because when it comes to Nigeria Watch, like we always say, it's a democratic platform. We ask questions based on it's just not because of sentiment or what is going on. We need to balance what is on there. So for this, I will still thank everybody for coming in. Mr. Hillary, I so much thank you so much for coming to this program today to air your view and speak to us. And I also urge you, sir, to always join us every day, Monday to Thursday by 5 p.m. Nigerian time. That will be 6 p.m. European time. And on Friday is 6 p.m. for our debate, which is 7 p.m. European time. And on Saturday, we are trying to put on a presidential debate now. It's still ongoing. We are looking for different people from different political parties who support their candidate to come and air their view and tell us what their candidate can offer to Nigerians, because Nigerians are crying right now. We need a roadmap on how to navigate a proper democracy. Thank you so much for everybody that has been here. Miss Ugo, Mr. Insimbindi, Mr. Alex, Mr. CM, and also Mr. Chooks. And also to my lovely brother, Mr. Andrew, and Mr. Tu Niger, who has been here before. Thank you so much for all what you guys have been doing to educate Nigerians and to make sure that we get the dividends of democracy we have been looking for. I know we don't pay anybody. We come here voluntarily to air our view, and that is what is supposed to be. Nigeria is weeping right now. For those who are still on the fence, please consider what is happening in Nigeria and see to heal the wounds right now. Nigeria is actually in a crossroad. Let us try as much as we can. Let's not fight ourselves. Let's engage ourselves with a coherent, a robust debate so that our people can understand that sitting down and having the same common goal and aspiration, that will lead us to the promised land. Not by fighting or vote buying that what is happening in our country right now, it will not lead us anywhere. I urge my fellow Nigerians to please let us talk to ourselves and see where we got it wrong. Thank you. And we'll be heading back to our studio right now in Lagos. From Pluto, I still remember your number one host, Mr. CM.
Yes, Machiavelli. When you said which number do we use to, regarding the debate on Saturday?
Okay, it's still the one that you use in calling, and it's on the Nigeria Watch. Anytime you're on, we are going to be putting it on. They just write to us and say you want to be part of the debate, and you tell us the political party you want to be, and you want where you want to be, and just signify your presence there, and we will consider it. Thank you so much, everybody, and I remain your host, Israel Asemota, also known as Machiavelli. I'll be going back to our Lagos studio now. Nigeria Watch is back to you now. Thank you so much, and may God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Israel, and I appreciate every one of you who have participated on this particular discussion today. Before we round up, I would like to add to the last video that everyone have already deliberated on. Yes, for me, my own opinion is that all these leaders, anywhere we find them, we should stone them. Yes, that's my take. They should be stoned. They have caused us a lot of pains. They have killed a lot of us all these years. In fact, since Nigeria was created, they are heartless, devilish, selfish, satanic, and I don't see any reason why you have to compose yourself when you want to talk to these people. Yes, I understand that they offered the gentleman to sit down. At the end of the day, even though the guy decided to sit down, this same devilish leader would have asked him to off the camera. And there's nothing on earth you will discuss with these people when your camera is off that will be implemented. What they need is a disgrace. If you can achieve that, that's fine. If, for example, 50 of us can achieve that every year, anywhere you found them, disgrace them, humiliate them, although in a conducive environment. In a conducive environment, that would be good.
For me, I don't have any pity for them because they don't have any pity for me. They don't have any pity for my fellow Nigerians. So why should I put them into consideration before disgracing them? So it's so unfortunate that the young man could not say anything. You were just saying, I'm an American citizen, American citizen. You could not say anything. At least, even though when the chaos started, he's supposed to be saying something. He's supposed to be, repeatedly saying something that is meaningful. The things, some of our plight, he's supposed to be pouring it out, but he couldn't. He was only saying, even Joe Biden, I can record him and all that. Yeah, that was the only area I can blame him. Apart from that, they should be disgraced. I don't care. All of them. Anywhere you find them. Because, listen, you can't do this in Nigeria. They will kill you. They will order their security men to kill you, to shoot you to death. But you as you can see on that video, he was alone. No security man. Nobody was guiding him. Because these people, they know what they are doing. They refuse to create a conducive environment for us because they know they are deliberately doing this thing. All of them have houses in every part of the world. Why should we put them into consideration when you are about to disgrace them? Disgrace them, stone them, disgrace them, humiliate them anywhere you found them. I say so. I don't care. If I found any of them anywhere, I will do the same. Although I will have more questions during the time of humiliating them, I'll be throwing questions to them at the same time. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you for this opportunity.
Sorry, let me just quickly say this. That is Mr. Elvis Edigin's opinion. Please, he has his own opinion, just like everybody. So on the comment section, don't take it like, oh, this is what. No, Elvis has his own opinion. Elvis is a person. Mr. CM is a person. So everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis, for that.
Thank you. I appreciate every one of you. Everybody are entitled to their opinion. My opinion is for you, stone them, disgrace them, humiliate them, anywhere you find them. In a conducive environment, fine. But in most cases, you can never find these people in a conducive environment. Please, Mr. CM, mute yourself, please. Unfortunately, you can't find these people in a conducive environment. So, most likely, anywhere you find them, disgrace them, put them on the record, put the video on air, and let the video circulate social media. They are very scared of social media. They respect social media so much, but they don't respect any other thing. If you off your camera, you want to talk to this animal, they will not listen to you. But when your camera is on, they are very, very careful. They comport themselves when they are responding to you because they know they are on the camera, they're on the video. So my people, that's my own opinion, and that's what I stand for. Thank you very much, my people. God bless every one of you. I think it's time for us to round up right now. We're going to be back on air again tonight, this evening, 6 p.m. Please join us and let's talk about the things that's affecting you and I. God bless every one of you. Thank you and bye for now.